I have been told by people who love me that I'm not very diplomatic, so we are in a very visual medium, and our physical appearance is something that's paid close attention to. It did make an impression on me that that is excruciatingly so for women versus men, and I always want to make sure that my daughter has her priorities straight. It's my responsibility as her parent to make sure that she cultivates her mind, because beauty goes, but your mind hopefully becomes stronger as you age. And I just wanted to make sure that I was making that the priority and focus in my home, because that is the most important influence in her life. Not what I say, but what I do. You know, I was lucky enough to be raised by very strong women who had very strong opinions about a lot of things. Well, like many South Indians, I've grown up with spices, but I've also spent you know, the last 15 years in food, and so that's allowed me the opportunity to gain knowledge and experience and travel the world. And so I don't think I've tried. I think organically, when you're truly influenced by whatever it is, whether it's your South Indian grandmother or your next door neighbor who's Peruvian, who you spend a lot of time with, or you know, your colleagues who are American, I think those things have to influence you. If you're an open person who really wants to learn and evolve, I don't think you have to try to do that. And I am very tied to my Indian roots, but it's not something I work at. It's something that is deeply a part of me and makes me who I am. I'm lucky. The foods that I'm naturally drawn to, except for fried foods, are not unhealthy. I have a big appetite because I have a big metabolism. So, you know, I have trouble with portion control, especially because it's an occupational hazard of what I have to eat on set. So then your stomach starts to expect that food, what works for my body based on how I feel after I eat it. And I don't want to feel sluggish. I want to have energy. How different foods affect you, and to create the right diet that is right for you on a long-term basis. The reason diets don't work is because most of them are not something you can maintain in regular daily life. So you have to navigate what works with your lifestyle and what's good for your body. Cooking takes focus. You know, it takes creativity. It takes manual labor, so your hands are busy. When something's burning on the stove, you don't have time to daydream about what other, you know, stresses you're putting on yourself or what the world puts on you. And I don't stress eat. The more stressed I get, or the more emotionally down I can be, the less I eat. Because for me, eating is a joy and pleasure. And so, you know, the times when I'm feeling really good is the time I have to be careful, because that's when I tend to indulge. As I'm a person in the media and on TV, I think the pressure to be glamorous on a consistent level is much more annoying than the things that I go through in daily life. You know, we all have death, we all have separation, we all have health issues, we all have emotional issues. That's part of life, and even the most difficult things that I've gone through have made me stronger and made me feel more self-confident, because I know that I can get through those things. There were genuinely serious things that happened in my life that I thought, how the hell am I going to get to the other side of this? How am I going to deal with this? But you just do. You put one foot in front of the other, and sometimes you don't know what the end of the road or the, you know, opening of that cave looks like. But once you live long enough and you walk the earth enough, you realize that, you know, somewhere down there there's some strength. And so I'm not afraid of regular life. I cherish and welcome regular life. I just would like to spend a little less time in hair and makeup and on red carpets and tight dresses. That's what I'd like to do.